I was working at a hotel reception desk in Iceland when an American couple stormed down, furious that their Northern Lights tour had been cancelled because of a massive snowstorm. The woman slapped the counter and shouted, "This is ridiculous. We came all the way here to see the aurora. Can't you just call whoever's in charge and stop the storm for a few hours?" In America, we'd never let bad weather ruin tourism like this. She was completely serious, genuinely believed someone could turn off a blizzard so she could take photos. A friend of mine from South Africa was studying in Ohio. Her American roommate once asked, "So, what language do you people speak down there?" My friend said, "We have 11 official ones. I speak English and Zulu." The roommate looked confused and said, "Wait, you're white. How can you speak African? Isn't that like a black people thing?" It took nearly half an hour for my friend to explain that skin color doesn't determine what language you can speak. The roommate never really got it. While guiding a group of American college students through the ruins of Pompeii, one of them stared at the ancient city and asked, dead serious, did they know the volcano was about to erupt? Because, why didn't they just call 911? I calmly explained that phones didn't exist in 79 AD. He shook his head and muttered, "Wow, their emergency services must have been terrible." On a flight from New York to London, I sat next to an American businessman gazing out the window during landing. "I can't wait to see the Tower of London," he said. "That's where the Queen lives, right?" I gently corrected him, "Actually, the Queen lives at Buckingham Palace." He chuckled and said confidently, No, that's her summer place. The tower's her real home. It's like Britain's White House." He refused to believe me, even after I pulled up the royal family's official website. My cousin married an American woman who visited our family in rural Ireland for the first time. She was enchanted by all the sheep in the fields. Later, she asked my uncle, "So, what do you do with them at night? Do you have to bring them inside or do the shepherds take them home?" My uncle, puzzled, replied, "They stay in the fields." She gasped, "But isn't that dangerous? What if a lion or bear eats them?" We had to explain that Ireland hasn't had lions or bears, ever. I used to work at a fine dining restaurant in Paris. One night, an American couple ordered a bottle of high-end Bordeaux, easily a few €100. When the sommelier brought it out for them to inspect, the man waved his hand impatiently. "Don't bother, just pour it into 2 big glasses and bring some ice." The poor sommelier froze like a statue. He tried to explain, in the gentlest way possible, that adding ice to a top-tier red wine was, a crime. The man scoffed and said, "Listen, man, I'm the customer. I'm paying. If I want to drink it like a Slurpee, that's my choice." In California, that's how we do it. The sommelier's soul visibly left his body. An American exchange student studying in Scotland once tried to buy a train ticket to London. He came back to class fuming. "The guy at the counter tried to scam me," he said. "He charged me in pounds. I told him I'm American and I'd pay in real money, dollars. But he said they don't take them. He couldn't believe the UK didn't accept US currency. This is ridiculous," he said. "It's like they don't want American business." He truly thought the British economy should accept dollars out of courtesy. I was on a tour of the Great Pyramids in Egypt when an American woman kept asking strange questions. Finally, she pointed at the hieroglyphics and said, "They're beautiful, but where are the English subtitles?" The guide blinked, confused. "You know," she continued, "like the translation underneath? Didn't the ancient Egyptians think to carve the English version for tourists? It's kind of short-sighted not to." The entire group stood in silence while the guide tried to decide if she was joking. She wasn't. My sister works at a grocery store in Toronto. Once, a customer with a thick American accent nearly had a meltdown when his total came to $28.50 Canadian cents. He said, "That's insane. I only got a few things. What's with your taxes?" She explained that the shelf price already includes the tax. He looked offended. "That's dishonest. How are you supposed to know what the government's stealing from you? In America, we show freedom in our receipts. You Canadians are just letting socialism sneak in." He stormed off muttering about tax tyranny. In a cafe in Vienna, I overheard a teenage American girl complaining to her mother. Mom, everything here is so old. The buildings are old, the art's old, the music's old. Don't they ever build new stuff? It's like Europe just gave up after Mozart died. Her mom nodded sympathetically. I know, honey. It's cute, but not modern. Next time we'll go somewhere with better shopping. Somewhere, 1,000 years of European history collectively facepalm. When I worked at a bike rental shop in Amsterdam, an American tourist came in and asked, "Do you have any bikes with automatic gears?" I explained that our bikes had simple internal gear hubs, easy to use. He frowned. No, I mean like cars, fully automatic. I don't want to think about shifting. In the US, our bikes do that for us. You should modernize if you want more American customers. I smiled politely and said we'd consider it. He left a Yelp review later saying Europe was technologically behind. At a pub in Dublin, a group of American tourists asked me for the most Irish beer we had. I suggested Guinness. One of them grimaced. Too dark. It looks like motor oil. Don't you have something green? I told them green beer was only for St. Patrick's Day. They looked genuinely disappointed. That's not very authentic. Back home, we drink green beer all year. You'd think Ireland of all places would do that. Yes, apparently, we're doing Irish culture wrong in Ireland. On a bus in Florence, an American woman was loudly ranting on the phone. These drivers are crazy. They sit on the wrong side of the car. It's so unsafe. Everyone should drive like we do in the States. That's the universal way. I almost burst out laughing. Italy, of course, drives on the same side as the US. She was just confused because she thought every European country was like the UK. At the British Museum, I saw an American tourist pointing at the Rosetta Stone. He called over a staff member and asked, "So, this is the Rosetta Stone, like the language app, right? Why do you have it on a rock? Is this like the original hard drive or something?" The staffer blinked for several seconds, then quietly walked away. Somewhere, an archaeologist cried. A friend of mine in Canada was in a US college history class. When the professor mentioned the War of 1812, a student raised his hand and said, "Wait, if we were fighting Britain, why did we invade Canada? Weren't they on our side?" The professor patiently explained that Canada was part of the British Empire back then. The student frowned. That's so rude. It's like attacking your neighbor because you're mad at their landlord. I was working the night shift at a hotel in Queenstown, New Zealand, when the phone rang around 3 a.m. An American guest was in full panic mode. "There's something wrong with the moon," he shouted. "It's upside down. The crescent's pointing the wrong way. Is this a reflection? Are we in some kind of dome?" I had to explain, as calmly as possible, that he was simply seeing the moon from the southern hemisphere, where it appears reversed. He didn't believe me. "You're covering something up," he said. "I've been watching the moon my whole life. It's never done this." He hung up muttering about government experiments. An American honeymoon couple visiting an elephant sanctuary in Thailand were amazed by the animals. After the tour, the wife asked the guide, "Do you have any smaller ones? Like, puppy-sized elephants? I saw a video on Facebook of tiny elephants. We'd love to buy one and take it home." The guide blinked, then explained gently that miniature elephants do not exist. She looked disappointed. "That's a shame. We'd pay extra." The guide just nodded politely while quietly dying inside. I was on a train in Japan when a conductor came through to check tickets. The American man sitting across from me proudly handed him his passport. The conductor politely asked for his actual ticket. The man said louder, "I'm American. That means I ride for free. It's part of the post-World War II treaty." He turned to his friend and whispered, "He's pretending not to understand English." Typical. Eventually, security had to escort him off the train at the next station. He left yelling about international disrespect. In an international politics seminar at the London School of Economics, an American student passionately argued that the United Nations headquarters in New York was technically U.S. territory. He said, "It's in New York, so it's ours. That means the U.S. should have final say on everything the UN does. It's only fair, they're guests in our country." No amount of explaining about international law could change his mind. He even added, "It's basically like when people come over to your house, your rules apply." The professor just stared at him, speechless. While working in a cafe in Sydney, I served an American tourist who asked for a regular coffee. I asked if he meant a long black, flat white, or espresso. He sighed dramatically. "No, I mean a regular coffee. You know, the normal kind. From a pot. Drip coffee." I explained that Australians don't really brew coffee that way. He looked horrified. "How can a modern country not have regular coffee? You're decades behind." He left muttering that Australia needed to catch up to Starbucks culture. At my family's bakery in Germany, an American tourist tried to pay for a loaf of bread with a $100 bill. When the cashier said they only accepted euros, the man got offended. "But this is American money," he said. "It's worth more. You're losing money not taking it. Everyone accepts dollars. It's the world's currency." He stormed out, muttering that we'd never make it in the global economy with that attitude. The cashier just laughed and said, "We'll survive somehow." During a walking tour in Old Quebec, a woman from Texas admired the French signs and asked the guide, "This is cute and all, but where are the English signs? Is there an English part of the city we can visit?" The guide smiled and said, "Ma'am, you're already in it." She frowned. "It's just exclusionary to have everything in French. Tourists like us spend a lot of money. They should make it easier for us." The guide just nodded politely, speaking flawless English. My American roommate in Madrid was horrified when she discovered our kitchen sink didn't have a garbage disposal. She stared at me and said, "So, what do you do with leftover food? You just throw it in the trash? Isn't that gross?" I told her that's what garbage bins are for. She was appalled. "This is barbaric. No wonder Europe smells weird." She actually emailed our landlord demanding he install a modern American-style sink.